How do you earn money from what you know? One way to do this is to package up what you know into cheap, easy to buy parcels. You could create a manufactured solution so it's always ready to pluck off the shelf when someone places an order. But to do this, you'd have to strip out the freshness to ensure it never goes out of date. Then you could make it easy to use. In fact, so easy that anyone could do it in only a minute. But clearly this would mean it would limit long-term value, which might leave a bad taste in the mouth of your clients if you don't get it right. Thankfully, there is another way, the way thought leaders operate. Instead of instant soup, we want to talk about the instant power of great ideas. In this video, we're talking about how thought leaders create and deliver value. It's part 3 on our content creation canvas. In the first video, we discussed business goals, and in the second, client value statements. And today, we're talking about the number one skill thought leaders need to develop. Thought leaders lead with their ideas through leading conversations. And to have a conversation, you need something to talk about, which is why your content creation is so important. Media expert Gary Vaynerchuk once said, "If content is king, context is God." And this is true for thought leaders. If you want to be the king or the queen, then create good content. But if you want to be God, this is why context shifting is the number one skill of thought leaders. It's the key to your IP creation, it's the key to your content marketing, and it's the key to selling your services. It's how you earn money from what you know. To sell yourself, the traditional wisdom says you need to talk about problems and solutions. What problems are your clients having, and what are the solutions? This works, but it only gets you so far. If you have a broken leg of a chair, you can fix that because it has an easily identified problem and an easy to do solution. But how do you fix poor cash flow? And how do you fix a low performing team? And how do you fix not earning enough money from your ideas? These types of deeper questions are much harder to solve because there's so many moving parts. Plus, unless we get to the root cause of the problem, each time we fix it, the problem will just keep returning. Ultimately, you don't fix these problems. When I first started meditation, I did it from my perceived need to relax. If I felt stressed, I'd meditate. If I didn't feel stressed, I didn't. You can probably see where this is going. It didn't shift the problem. It became a tug of war between being stressed and meditating. It was only when I took on meditation because I enjoyed it, I practiced more often, and my levels of stress subsided. As Albert Einstein once said, no problem can be solved at the same level at which it was created. When we try to shift a problem at the content level, the problem returns. We've all heard about the shifting of the deck chairs on the Titanic. But when we shift the context, the problem can be transformed. If you want to earn money from what you know, you need to learn how to shift the context so you can transform problems. It's what thought leaders do. They have different conversations from most people because they're speaking from a different context. The right idea changes everything. Best of all, it can change it in an instant. Let's look at a couple of examples. Seth Godin is a marketing expert who has written over 20 best-selling books, and they've been published in over 37 languages. I don't think I could even name 37 languages. One of his books, and one of my favourite books, is called Purple Cow. If you were driving down the road and you saw a black and white cow standing in the field, you probably wouldn't take much notice because black and white cows are pretty common. But if you saw a purple cow, you'd probably slam on the brakes, yell out, "Did you see that?" You'd grab your smartphone and you'd be out in the paddock taking pictures of that purple cow for your Insta feed. Remarkable things get noticed and they get talked about. That's what remarking means. To remark about, to talk about. When it comes to marketing and selling your products and services, this changes everything. It follows that if you have average products, then you need to make a lot of noise and generate a lot of energy and excitement to sell them. In contrast, if you had a remarkable product or service, then it's more than likely that other people would be talking about it, particularly on social media. They can do the promotion and almost the selling for you. Imagine how many views of your purple cow photo on Instagram you could get. It could even go viral. Now here's the big shift. Seth Godin is a marketing guy. Everything he writes about is about marketing. But his conclusion from his book about Purple Cow was that instead of investing more time and energy into your marketing, you should be investing more time and energy into your innovation to make your products and services remarkable. This is the context shift from marketing to innovation. One simple metaphor about a cow, of all things, becomes a powerful transformation for what you should do next. That's thought leadership. The right context shift changes everything. It can change how you do business in an instant. Instant soup might not be good, but instant change through a powerful idea can be extraordinary. That's thought leadership, and that's how you earn money from what you know. A few years ago, I was coaching an ex-professional Australian rules footballer. He was working with local football clubs to help them win premierships, their local Super Bowl. He'd been having some success in having some clubs win premierships, but he didn't know how to talk about what he did in a distinct way. He didn't have a way of describing the context shifting that he was providing for them. Normally, when you think about how to win a football game, you think about the star players, you think about the game plan, you think about improving your fitness or improving your skills, all of the stuff that happens on the field. But through talking through his experience, we realised something else. You win the premiership off the field. It's the strength of the club off the field that sets up the right actions for you to win the premiership. This was his defining context shift. The right context shift changes everything. This is what you need to earn money from what you know. It's about packaging it up such that you can present the context shift in a decisive way. You need to be able to tap into where your clients are at, transform how they see what they're doing so that you can dramatically improve their situation. When you can do that, clients will pay you money. This triggers the big question. What sort of context shift do you need to create? There are 3 things to focus on that can cause this transformation and earn you money. They all address the identity level of your clients. All of your IP creation, all of your content marketing, and all of your selling efforts need to focus on one of these 3 questions. The first question is, who are you? Are you a consumer or creator of content? Are you a follower or a leader? Are you in a job or running your business? If you work with individuals, you want to highlight this shift in identity. The second question is, what business are you in? Content creator or media business, conference speaker or business expert, leader of people or leader of conversations. If you work with businesses, you want to highlight this shift in identity. And the third question is, what industry are you in? Is it newspaper or media industry? Football club or sporting brand? Taxi service or transport business? If you work with industry groups, you need to create this shift in identity. When you change your answers to any one of these 3 identity questions, everything changes. How to create your context shift. The big question you want to dwell on is this. What changes everything for your clients? Now, don't get lost in navel-gazing this question. Instead, have conversations with your clients and potential clients around these 4 questions. Number 1, what is the current context your clients are operating from? The important thing here is that your clients are not going to know the answer to this question. They're like fish in water, just swimming around doing their thing. They know something's not working, but they don't know the way to describe it because they're in it. It's your job as an external advisor and thought leader to pinpoint and highlight and label their current context. Number 2, what problems do they want solved? Your clients will be able to say this. They will be aware of the problem and they will know what's keeping them awake at night. but they won't know what to do about it. And more than likely, if they do, it'll be instant soup. It'll provide temporary relief, but it won't solve the problem long term. Again, this is your job to identify the root cause of the problem. Number 3, what is a better context to operate from? This is where you earn your money. You, as the thought leader, have to work out what the better context is. What will change everything? It's the new context that makes the old context obsolete. Most importantly, you'll need to call it something. Is it a purple cow? Is it the special theory of relativity? Or is it the content creation canvas? And question number 4, what does success or transformation look like? We're not looking for better, we're looking for different. Luke Skywalker in Star Wars didn't become a better farmer. He was transformed into a legendary Jedi Master. The big question you need to answer from this video is this: what changes everything for your clients? When you have a good answer to this question, then you can move on to the next video in this series where we talk about what is your manifesto. What are the steps, the rules, the principles, the way you solve this problem and build success for your clients. We live in a fast-moving world. The good news is that through creating context shifting, thought leaders can create instant change. This is the key to your IP creation, your content marketing, and how to sell yourself. But it also needs to come with lasting value. Instant soup might be fast, but homemade soup is tasty, nourishing, and yum.